as meek as a newborn lamb. I'm now Sir Murgatroyd. Hee-hee! We trace the precision without delusion, Sir Rod and Murgatroyd. Hee-hee!
And I was once his valet de sham, a steward I'm now employed. The Dickens may take him, I'll never forsake him, a steward I'm now employed. How dreadful when an innocent heart becomes fed for the bad young boy, and still more know that of his former faithful valet de sham, his former faithful valet de sham, his valet de sham, his valet de sham.
This is a painful state of things, old Adam.
Painful indeed. Ah, master, when I swore that come what would, I'd serve thee forever in all things, I little thought to what a pass it would bring me. The confidential advisor to the greatest villain unhung. Well, sir, to business. What crime do you propose to commit today?
Well, how should I know? It's my confidential advisor. It's your duty to suggest something.
Sir, I loathe the life you are leading, but the good old man's oath is paramount, and I obey. Richard Dauntless is here with pretty Rose Maybud to ask your consent to their marriage. Poison their beer.
No, not that. I know I'm a bad Bart, but I'm not as bad a Bart as all that.
Well, there you are, you see. It's no good my making suggestions if you don't adopt them.
How would it be, do you think, if I were to lure him here with cunning wile, bind him with good stout rope to yonder post, and by making hideous faces at him, curdle the heart blood in his arteries and freeze the very marrow in his bones? I'll say you, Adam, is a scheme not well planned.
It would be simply rude. Nothing more. But soft, they come.
Happily coupled are we, you see. I am a jolly Jack Tar, my sir, and you are the fairest, the richest, and rarest of innocent lasses you are by far. Of innocent lasses you are. Fanned by a favoring gale you sail over life's treacherous seas with me, and as for bad weather we'll brave it together, and you shall creep under my lee, my wee, and you shall creep in under my lee, my wee. For you are such a smart little craft, such a bright little tight little craft, such a bright little tight little slight little light little trim little craft.
My hopes will be blinding, I fear, my dear, in a month you'll be going to see, I see, and all of my wishes you'll grow to the fishes, and so they were never to be for me, and so they were never to be, and I shall be left alone to roam, and we but your crew of my feet complete, now you'll be asserting your freedom by flirting with every woman you meet, you cheat, oh, every woman you meet.
My pretty one, in my Paris last, eh? Know ye not that I have those within my call, who at my lightest bidding would immure ye in an uncomfortable dungeon? What ho, within there?
Hold! We are prepared for this. Here is a flag that none dare defy. And while this glorious rag floats above Rose Maybud's head, the man does not live who would dare lay unlicensed hand upon her.
Foiled! And by a Union Jack. But a time will come, and then you'll be...
Let me plead with him. Sir Ribbon, have pity. In my book of etiquette, the case of a maiden about to be wedded to one who unexpectedly turns out to be a baronet with a curse on him is not considered. Time was when you loved me madly. Prove that this was no selfish love by according your consent to my marriage with one who, if he be not you yourself, is the next best thing, your dearest friend. In bygone days I had my love, thou hast my heart, but fate or human calls above, our lives did part. By the old love thou hast for me, by the fond heart that beat for thee, by joy that never now can be, grant thou my
Take her. I yield.
Oh, rather, away to the pond they go, sing the list is merry, and use their tunes as one, singing, hey, Mary, down there.
Oh, she is such a smart little croft,
Such a neat little, sweet little croft,
such a bright little,
bright little,
light little,
light little,
trim little, prim little
such
croft.
a neat little, sweet little croft, such a bright little, bright little, light little, light little, prim little, prim little croft.
For a week I have fulfilled my accursed doom. I have duly committed a crime a day. Not a great crime, I trust, but still, in the eyes of one as strictly regulated as I used to be, a crime. But will my ghostly ancestors be satisfied with what I have done? Or will they regard it as an unworthy subterfuge? Oh, my forefathers, wallowers in blood, there came at last a day when, sick of crime, you, each and every, vowed to sin no more. And so in agony called welcome death to free you from your cloying guiltiness. Let the sweet psalm of that repentant hour soften your long dead heart and tune your souls to mercy on your poor posterity.
God's vision, what clouds that toss with icy glare and stern relentless brow, appearest, who knows how? I am the spectre of the late Sir Roderic Murgatroyd, who comes to warn thee that thy fate thou canst not now avoid. Alas, poor ghost, the pity you express for nothing goes. We spectres are a jollier crew than you perhaps suppose.
We spectres are jollier crew than you perhaps suppose.
When the night wind howls in the chimney cowls, and the bats in the moonlight fly, and inky clouds like funeral shrouds sail over the midnight skies, when the footpads wail and the night birds wail, and black dogs bay at the moon, then it's the spectre's holiday. Then it's the ghost high noon. For then it's the ghost high noon. High noon. Then it's the ghost high noon. As the sob of the breeze sweeps over the trees, and the mist lie low on the pane, from great stones are gathered the bones that once were women and men, and away they go with a mop and a mow to the railroad that ends too soon. For cockcrow limits our holiday, the dead of the night high noon, the dead of the night high noon, high noon. To the churchyard bed takes flight, with a kiss her hat on her lantern chest, and a grisly grim good night, till the well-called knell of the midnight bell rings forth its jolliest tune, and ushers in our next high holiday, the dead of the night high noon, the dead of the night high noon. High noon, the dead of the night, high noon.
I recognize you now. You are the picture that hangs at the end of the gallery.
In a bad light, I am.
Well, are you considered a good likeness?
Pretty well. Flattering.
Because as a work of art, you're poor.
I may be crude in color, but I've only been painted 10 years. In a couple of centuries, I shall be an old master, and then you will be sorry you spoke lightly of me.
And may I ask why you've left your frames?
It is our duty to see that our successors commit their daily crimes in a conscientious and workmanlike fashion. It is our duty to remind you that you are evading the conditions under which you are permitted to exist.
Really? I don't know what you'd have. I've only been a bad baronet a week, and I've committed a crime punctually every day.
Let us inquire into this. Monday.
Monday was a bank holiday.
True. Tuesday.
On Tuesday, I made a false income tax return.
That's nothing.
Nothing at all.
Everybody does that. Just expect it of you.
Wednesday.
On Wednesday, I forged a will.
Whose will?
My own.
My good sir, you can't forge your own will.
Can't I, though? I did. I like that. Besides, if a man can't forge his own will, whose will can he forge?
There's something in that.
Yes, that seems reasonable.
At first sight, it does.
Fallacy somewhere. I fancy.
A man can do what he likes with his own.
I suppose he can.
Well, then he can forge his own will, stupid. On Thursday, I shot a fox.
Ah, here. That's better. Pass the fox, I see. Yes, pass the fox. Friday.
On Friday, I forged a check.
Whose check?
Old Adams.
But old Adam hasn't an account.
I didn't say I forged his account. I said I forged his check. On Saturday, I disinherited my only son.
But you haven't got a son.
No, not yet. I disinherited him in advance to save time. You see, by this arrangement, he'll be already born disinherited.
I see. But I don't think you can do that.
My good sir, if I can't disinherit my own unborn son, whose unborn son can I disinherit?
These arguments sound very well, but I can't help thinking that if they were reduced to syllogistic form, they wouldn't hold water. Now, quite understand that we are foggy, but we don't permit our fogginess to be presumed upon. Unless you undertake to, well, shall we say, carry off a lady. Those in favor of his carrying off a lady? Those of the contrary opinion?
No.
Oh, you're never satisfied. Yes, unless you undertake to carry off a lady at once. I don't care which lady. Any lady. Choose a lady. You perish in inconceivable agonies.
Carry off a lady? Certainly not, on any account. I've the greatest respect for ladies and wouldn't do anything of the kind for worlds. No, I'm not that kind of baronet, I assure you. If that's all you've got to say, you better go back to your frames.
Very well, then. Let the agonies commence.
Stop it! I can't stand it!
Painful, isn't it? It gets worse by degrees.
Don't stop it! I want to speak!
Better?
Yes, better now.
Well, do you consent?
But it's such an ungentlemanly thing to do.
As you please. Carry on.
Oh, stop it! I can't stand it! It shall be done!
Today?
Today!
Once?
At once! I retract, I apologize! I never had any idea it was like this!
In answer to our call, we do not ask for more. A sturdy fellow after all this latest ruddy gore. A sturdy fellow after all this latest ruddy gore. All perish in a murder woe, dare our will defy. We want your pardon, there we go. We want your pardon, there we go. For having agonized so. So pardon us, so pardon us, so pardon us, or die. So pardon us, so pardon us, so pardon us, or die.
I pardon you. I pardon you.
He pardon us, he pardon us, he pardon us, or die.
doctor. You are not well?
Old Adam, it won't do. I've just seen them, all my ancestors. They're just gone. They say I must do something desperate at once or perish in horrible agonies. Go to yonder village. Carry off a maiden. Bring her here at once. I don't care anyone. Not a word, but obey. Fly!
Away remorse, compunction hence, no more of force, no penitence. Oh, that should be a long farewell. Propriety, I ring your knell. Come, guiltiness of deadliest use. Come, desperate deeds of daring do. Henceforth all the crimes that I find in the times I promise to perpetrate daily. Tomorrow I start with a petrified heart on a regular course of Old Bailey. There's competence tricking back coin pocket seeking and several other disgraces. There's postage stamp rigging, invincible rigging, and 3-card delusion at races. Oh, a baronet's ranking's exceedingly nice, but the title's uncommonly dear at the price. Ye well-to-do squires who live in the shires, where petty distinctions are vital, who found out their meals with local museums with a view to a baronet's title. Ye butchers and bakers and candlestick makers, ye steal at all things that are trady, whose middle-class lives are revered by wives who long to parade as me lady. Oh, allow me to give you a word of advice. The title's uncommonly dear at the price. Ye supple MPs who go down on your knees, your precious identity seeking, who vote black or white as your leaders indict, which saves you the trouble of thinking. For your country's good fame or repute or a shame, you don't get a snuff of a candle, 'cause you're paid for your game when you're told that your name will be graced by a baronet's handle. Oh, allow me to offer a word of advice. The title's uncommonly dear at the price. Once was a very abundant person,
making the most of evil chances.
Nobody could conceive a worsen,
even in all the old romances.
I blush for my wild extravagances. But be so kind to bear in mind,
we were the victims of circumstances. That is one of our blameless chances. I was once an exceedingly odd young lady,
suffering much from spleen and vapors.
Clergymen thought my conduct shady.
She didn't spend much upon linen drapers.
It certainly entertains the gapers. My ways were strange beyond all range.
Paragraphs got into all the papers. Cut respectable papers. I I once was one of society's pillars.
My taste for a wandering life is waning.
Now I indulge in mystery thrillers.
They are not remarkably entertaining.
A moderate livelihood we're gaining.
In fact, we rule a Methodist school.
The duties are dull, but I'm not complaining.
This sort of thing takes a deal of training.
We have been married a week.
One happy, happy week.
Our new life,
It's delightful indeed.
so calm.
So unimpassioned. Oh, master, all this I owe to you. See, I am no longer wild and untidy. My hair is combed, my face is washed, my shoes fit.
Margaret! Hush, remember you are now a district visitor.
A gentle district visitor.
You are orderly, methodical, neat. You have your emotions well under control.
I have. Master, when I think of all you have done for me, I fall at your feet.
Well.
I embrace your ankles. I hug your knees.
Margaret, don't! This is calculated to provoke remark. Be composed, I beg.
Are you angry with your poor little mad Margaret?
No, not angry. But a district visitor should learn to eschew melodrama. Visit the poor by all means and give them tea and barley water. But don't do it as if you're administering a bowl of deadly nightshade. It upsets them. Then when you nurse the peaceful and find them not as well as could be expected, why go into hysterics?
Why not?
Because it's too jumpy for a sick room.
Oh, strange. Master, how shall I express this all-absorbing gratitude?
No.
Yes, I know, dear. It shan't occur again.
Good.
Shall I tell you one of Mad Margaret's odd thoughts? Well then, when I'm lying awake at night and the pale moonlight streams through the lattice casement, strange fancies crowd upon my poor mad brain. And I sometimes think if we could hit upon some word for you to use when I am about to relapse, some word that teems with hidden meaning, like bathing soak. It might recall me to my saner self. For after all, I am only poor Mad Margaret, crazy Meg, poor Peg.
Poor child, she wanders. Oh, but soft, someone comes. Margaret, pray recollect yourself. Bathing soak at once. Margaret! If you don't bathing soak at once, I shall be seriously angry.
Bathing soak it in.
Then make it so.
Despard, and his young wife. This visit is unexpected.
Shall I fly at him? Shall I tear him limb from limb? Shall I rend him asunder, save at the word?
Bathing soak.
Bathing soak it in.
Then make it so. My brother, I still call you brother despite your horrible profligacy, we've come to urge you to abandon the evil course to which you have committed yourself, and at any cost to become a pure and blameless taxpayer.
But I've done no wrong yet.
No wrong. He's done no wrong. Did you hear that?
Bathing soak.
Bathing soak it in.
My brother, I still call you brother, you observe,
You forget that you have been in the eye of the law a bad baronet of Ruddigore for 10 years, and are therefore responsible, in the eye of the law, for all the misdeeds committed by the unhappy gentleman who occupied your place.
I see. Bless my heart, I never thought of that. Was I very bad?
Oh, awful, wasn't it?
And I've been going on like this for how long?
10 years. Think of all the atrocities you have committed, by attorney as it were, during that period. Remember how you trifled with this poor child's affection? How you raised her hopes on high? Oh, don't cry, my love, bathing soap, you know. Only to trample them in the dust when they're at their very zenith of fullness. Oh, fie, sir, fie, she trusted you.
Did she? What a scoundrel I must have been. There, don't cry, my dear. It's all right now. Lukenbach, you know, Lukenbach.
Bathing soap.
Bathing soap, of course it is, bathing soap.
Make it soap.
There. It's all right now. He's married you. That is, I've married you. I say, which one of us has married her?
Oh, I guess I've married her.
Oh, I'm glad of that. Yes, he's married you now. And anything more disreputable than my conduct seems to have been I've never even heard of. But my mind is made up. I will defy my ancestors. I will refuse to obey their behest, and thus by courting death, atone in some degree for the infamy of my career.
I knew it, God bless you.
Bathing soap.
Bathing soap, get in.
I fully open to my awful situation. I shall go at once to Roderic and make him my narration. I shall tell him I recover my forgotten moral senses, and I don't give up a safe and for any consequence. Now I do not want to perish by the sword or by the dagger, but the martyr may indulge a little part in noble swagger. No word or two of compliment my vanity would flatter, but I've got to die tomorrow, so it really doesn't matter.
So it really doesn't matter. So it really doesn't matter.
So it really doesn't matter.
So it really doesn't matter.
So it really doesn't
If I were not a little mad and really silly, I should give you my advice upon the subject really. I should show you in a moment how to grapple with the question, and you'd really be astonished at the force of my suggestion on the subject. I should write you a most valuable letter full of excellent suggestions where I feel a little better. I'm afraid I am as mad as any house dog. To myself, and my opinion doesn't matter.
Her opinion doesn't matter.
Her opinion doesn't matter.
Her opinion doesn't matter.
Her opinion doesn't matter.
My opinion doesn't matter.
Her opinion doesn't matter. Her opinion doesn't matter. If I had been so lucky as to have a steady brother who could talk to me as we are talking now to one another, who could give me good advice when he discovered I was erring, which is just a very favor which on you I am conferring, my existence would have made a rather interesting idyll, and I might have lived and died a very decent individual. Particularly rapid and intelligible patter isn't generally heard, and if it is, it doesn't matter.
If it is, it doesn't matter. If it is, it doesn't matter.
This particularly rapid and intelligible patter isn't generally heard, and if it is, it doesn't matter. This particularly rapid and intelligible patter isn't generally heard. It doesn't matter.
Again? What? I fully open to my awful situation. I should go with what's Roderic and make him better rich. And I should tell him I recover my forgotten moral senses, and I don't accept it for any consequences. Now I do not want you perish by the sword or by the dagger, but the martyr may indulge a little part in noble swagger, and a word or two of compliment my vanity will flatter, but I got to die tomorrow, so it really doesn't matter.
So it really doesn't matter. So it really doesn't matter.
So it really doesn't matter.
So it really doesn't matter.
So it really doesn't matter.
If I were not a little mad and really silly, I should give you my advice upon the subject really. I should show you in a moment how to grapple with the question, and you'd really be astonished at the force of my suggestion on the subject. I should write you a most valuable letter full of excellent suggestions where I feel a little better. But at present, I'm afraid I am as bad as any house dog. But to myself, and my opinion doesn't matter.
Her opinion doesn't matter. Her opinion doesn't matter.
Her opinion doesn't matter.
My opinion doesn't matter.
Her opinion doesn't matter. Her opinion doesn't matter. If I had been so lucky as to have a steady brother who could talk to me as we are talking now to one another, who could give me good advice when he discovered I was erring, which is just a very favor which on you I am conferring, my existence would have made a rather interesting idyll, and I might have lived and died a very decent individual. This particularly rapid, unintelligible patter isn't generally heard, and if it is, it doesn't matter. This particularly rapid and intelligible fighter is generally had any fitting, it doesn't matter. This particularly rapid and intelligible fighter is generally had any fitting, it doesn't matter.
Now, but you know what you better got it, so about it, I got it, one man, there's a little part of little swagger, and what is you about? But I can set him off, so it doesn't matter. So it really 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 doesn't matter.
Sorry, not so bad. It's really silly. I should give you my advice. I should show you in a moment how to grapple with the question. It's going to be a concept for life. Sometimes you're going to say you will never pull it. Actually, you jump, but I feel a little better. But it's just not afraid out of that. Sitting at a poetry to myself, my things doesn't matter.
Her opinion doesn't matter.
Her opinion doesn't matter.
Her opinion doesn't matter.
Her opinion doesn't matter.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
Her opinion doesn't matter. Her opinion doesn't matter. If I had been so lucky as to have a steady brother, me as to get talking about someone who give me good advice, really discovered I was very good yourself, a very great fool, so you are very interesting in light about everything that a very decent little bit of this, particularly my better interest about matter, it doesn't matter. I was!
Master, the deed is done.
What deed?
The girl, she is here, alone, unprotected.
Huh?
The maiden, I have carried her off. I had a hard task, for she fought like a tiger cat.
Great heavens! I had hoped to die unspotted by crime, but I am foiled again, and by a tiger cat. Produce her, and leave us. Dame Hannah, this is not what I expected.
Walter! And what would you with me? Oh, you have begun bravely, bravely indeed. Unappalled by the calm dignity of blameless womanhood, your minion has torn me from my spotless home and dragged me blindfold and shrieking through hedges and over stiles and across a very difficult country, and left me helpless and trembling at your mercy. Yet not helpless, coward, sir, but approach one step, me with the 20th part of 1 more inch, and this umbrella shall teach you what it is to lay unholy hands on old Stephen Trustee's daughter.
Madam, I'm extremely sorry for this. It is not at all what I intended. Anything more correct, more deeply correct in your intentions towards me, it would be impossible for anyone to desire.
Oh, I am not to be tricked by smooth words, sir, but be warned in time. For there are without 100 gallant hearts whose trusty blades would hack him limb from limb who dares to lay unholy hands on old Stephen Trustee's daughter.
And this is what it is to embark upon a career of unlicensed pleasure.
Haughty miscreant, you have secured me, and I am your poor prisoner. But if you think that I cannot take care of myself, you are very much mistaken. Now then, it's 1 to 1, and let the best man win!
Don't look at me like that! I can't stand it! Roderic, Uncle, save me!
came you here?
This brute! He carried me off bodily. But I'll show him!
Stop! What do you mean by carrying off this lady? Are you unaware that once upon a time she was engaged to be married to me? I'm very angry. Very angry indeed.
Now let this be a lesson to you in the future.
Hold your tongue, sir.
Yes, Uncle.
Have you given him any encouragement?
Have I given you any encouragement? Frankly now, have I?
No, frankly, you have not. But anything more scrupulously correct in your conduct, it would be impossible for anyone to desire.
You go away.
Yes, Uncle.
This is a strange meeting after so many years.
Very. I thought you were dead.
I am. I died 10 years ago.
And are you pretty comfortable?
Pretty well, that is, yes, pretty well.
Well, you don't deserve to be. For it made me dreadfully unhappy to hear of all your bad goings on, and I loved you all the while, dear. Bad boy.
both of you!
This intrusion is unmannerly.
I'm surprised at you.
I don't have time to apologize. An idea has just occurred to me. A baronet of Ruddigore can only die for refusing to commit a daily crime.
No doubt.
Therefore, to refuse to commit a daily crime is tantamount to suicide.
It would seem so.
But suicide is itself a crime. And so by your own showing, you ought to have never died at all.
I see. I understand. Then I'm practically alive.
Undoubtedly! Rose! When you believed I was a simple farmer, I believed you loved me.
Madly, passionately.
But when I became a bad baronet, you very properly loved Richard instead.
Passionately, madly.
But if I should turn out not to be a baronet, how would you love me then?
Madly, passionately.
As before?
Why, of course.
My darling.
Hail the bridegroom, hail the bride, let the now the lovely time. Here I sing, Oh, sir, belay. If absolutely necessary.
Belay? Certainly not. Having been a wicked baronet a week, once again a modest livelihood I seek. Agricultural employment is to me a keen enjoyment, for I'm naturally diffident and meek.
For he's naturally diffident and meek.
When a man has been a naughty baronet and expresses deep repentance and regret, you should help him if you're able, like the monkey in the Maybud. That's the teaching of my book of etiquette.
That's the teaching of a book of etiquette.
If you wonder why I do not pipe my eye, like an honest pretty sailor I reply, that was Zorah for my mistress, and we bred it to which is just the sort of ration I enjoy.
Which is just the sort of ration you enjoy.
Prompted by a keen desire to evoke all the blessed common matrimony's yoke. We shall toddle off tomorrow from the scene of sin and sorrow, for to settle in the town of Basingstoke.
Prompted by a keen desire to evoke all the blessed common matrimony's yoke. They will toddle off tomorrow from the scene of sin and sorrow, for to settle in the town of Basingstoke. For to settle in the town of Basingstoke. They will toddle off tomorrow from the scene of sin and sorrow, for to settle in the town.